So I spent some time to find out how human in the loop can be implemented in Google ADK, Agent Development Kit. So what ADK has introduced as a feature for enabling human in the loop is the long running function tool, right? How it works is when a human asks a question to a agent, and the agent, let's say, wants to take human approval, it will create that human approval logic or that particular function as a tool, and then it will wrap that particular tool into something called a long running function tool. It will wrap that. So what will happen is when I wrap a particular tool with long running function tool, the agent execution after it invokes the tool, it um, completes the function and returns a response to the user, and the process that may uh, that has been invoked as part of the tool, it may take some time to run. For example, in this case, it may take some time to get the approval of the human. But the agent execution does not stop for that. It invokes that process, returns back to the user, giving a status saying that, okay, I have requested for human approval. Your request is in pending, right? Then later, using the same session ID, the session attributes with which I have called the tool and then submitted that process, I can go and follow up and see if the human approval has arrived for that. That's how it is implemented in ADK. We'll see that in the code and it will become more clear, right? So to show this feature, I created two programs. One is a human in the loop and one is a human in the loop follow-up. Human in the loop, this is where we'll submit the request for human review and come out. And let's go through that code first. So first of all, I have set up the session here. And here I created a persistent session using SQLite. So database session service is what I have used. And here I'm creating the session with app name, user ID, and a session ID. In production grade application, you will not hard code this. You probably already have an app name. User ID probably will get using LDAP, and session ID, you might have to create a unique session ID for each interaction, right? But this, for the sake of showing the demonstration of this, I hard coded them. This is where I am setting up the model. I'm using GPT-4o, and this is where my tool is, the human approval tool, ask for manager. And as I was telling that we need to wrap it around with the long running function tool, this is where I'm wrapping it with the long running function tool. This is my function, right? This is the approval tool. Now, when I create the agent, I give that as a tool, which is already wrapped with long running function tool. Then I create the runner, right? To execute the agent, I pass the agent name, the app name, and the session service, right? With this session attributes, the events will get persisted, which will later retrieve to do a follow-up, right? Then I created this interact function. This is where the query of the user goes. The query is please ask the manager to approve quarterly review. Um, this is where I'm running the runner, getting the events. Since ADK is an event loop, all the events will come here. Then I iterate over the events. And when there is a response available as part of the event, I print that response. So let me run this, and then we'll go and look at the session store as well, how it stored the session. So let it run. has run. So now this is the session stored that got created. And here it is saying I have requested approval from the manager for the quarterly review status and the status is currently pending. If I go to my session store, which is under examples, I have this is my SQLite session store. So this is where the session has been created. I didn't have any states, so no states yet. This is where the user has been stored, and these are all the events, right? So if I look at the events, the first event was a question that I asked itself, right? Then it did a function call, right? This is the function call that, oops, let me make it a little bigger. Okay, let me see if I can make it later. Yeah, so it is the function ID argument. The task is quarterly review. The name of the function is ask for manager, right? And the role is the model, right? This is where the function call is. And then after doing the function call, the function response said that the status is pending, right? And this is what has gone to the model. And the model responded to me that it is pending, right? It automatically completed it, came out and gave me this response, right? Now, how do I follow up? How do I um, go back and follow up, right? So this is this program here. Again, here I have my session details here, the same session attributes that I've used earlier. Now, instead of creating a session, I'm getting the session details right here. I'm getting the session details. Basically, I'm getting this details here that I stored. This is my model. This is the previous tool that we had. And here we created a small function, get request status. And I'm just hard coding the request status, saying status approved. In production, you might be calling another system to see whether that particular task request has been uh, approved or not, right? But for now, I have hard coded this, right? This is the approval tool as it was earlier. This is the agent as it was earlier. This is my runner, and this is where I have coded the follow-up. So whatever uh, the session that I have retrieved here, I'm retrieving the events from this session now. For each event, I'm getting that. So from the event, I'm getting the tool ID. And if it is a tool ID, I'm getting the content parts. And from the parts, I'm getting the function call.id and function call.name, right? Because these are the two I'll need to. So this is the tool ID that was used, which is nothing but this ID here, right? This is the tool ID, and this is the function name. So here, if you see the name ask for manager, that is the function name, right? That is what I'm retrieving here, right? And get request status, I'm getting this hard coded that it is approved, right? So I got the tool ID, tool call ID, that the function call name, and then I am creating a follow up message with this function response, right? This is my function response. The function response has been created by taking the tool ID that I used earlier to call the tool and then go for manager approval. This is a function call name, right? So this is my content, which is the function response. This is what I am passing now in the new message to the agent runner running it. And then again, since it's an event loop with this function response, it will now send the function response to the agent and I'll get a response back. Let me run this to show you how it works. It should now say that it has been approved. Yeah, the manager has approved the quarterly review. Status is now updated from pending to approved. Now, if I go back to my SQLite, I should see some new events have come in, right? So this was the last one that we had, right? After that, this is the function response that we sent, right? By creating the function response content part, right? And then this is the text that I got. So that's how human in the loop has been designed or implemented in ADK. I still feel that it may require some more updates to perfectly design the pause resume feature of in a workflow, right? Where I should be able to pause it and then go and resume a particular agent using some checkpointing, like the session details that are mentioned here, right? But for now, that is how the human in the loop works in ADK using long running function tool. That's all for today. Thank you.